angels watching me, reporting my every move, so better I gotta be. This is not a lesson, it's a blessing to be alive. Every day above ground, refusing to live a lie. With one life to live, the day it ends. It's like boxing with the truth, no chance to win. I pray the words of the truth reach the people that are still lost. I'm talking about the Quran, just in case you are still lost. The blueprint to life, such a beautiful religion. Islam is very peaceful, but this world that we live in, how you think it's something different, media be lying. We sit back and do nothing while the people out here dying. I know I'm just a man and that's all that I am, but as long as I'm breathing, I'ma do all that I can. A true believer in Islam will never hurt the innocent. The ones who fight for power, it's the ones who hurt the innocent. Visitor, I'm just a man, I gotta watch everything that I do. I'm just a visitor. See, I'm nothing but a man that will be judged on everything that I do. I'm just a visitor. I'm just a man, I gotta watch everything that I do. I'm just a visitor. See, I'm nothing but a man that will be judged on everything that I do.
Hey, witness on the beat.
Perform al-salah and give zakat, which is your prayer and which is your charity, and whatever good the deeds Allah are the deeds that Allah loves, you send forth for yourself before you. You shall find it with Allah certainly, and Allah alone. Allah is the all-seer of what you do. And they say, none shall enter paradise unless he be a Jew or Christian. Wow. These are their own desires. Say, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, produce your proof if you are truthful. These are the questions that was asked to the Christians and the Jews. Produce your proof if you are truthful. Yes, whoever submits his face himself to Allah, Allah's religion of Islamic monotheism, praying to one God, Tawheed, and he is a Muslim, then his reward is with his Lord, Allah and Allah alone. And on such shall be no fear, nor shall they grieve.
Behind the Deen is brought to you by...
I was running through the masjid in my thought.
I was running through the masjid in my throat.
Yeah, that's how my achis roll. Yeah, that's how my achis roll. Yeah, that's how my achis roll.
Running through the masjid in my throat.
That's how my achis roll. Yeah, that's how my achis roll. That's how my achis roll. Pray with my brothers, be getting so spiritual. I'm a Muslim man. Gotta stay clean when I'm on my Deen. I'm a Muslim man. Make them say I mean. I'm a Muslim man. Heaven is a dream when you're on my team. I'm a Muslim man. Yeah, akhi, I'm a Muslim man.
Allah is the most merciful, man. And you ponder on just a couple of the ayats, and you think about how important ayats are, and you just can't continue to read and not understand what made these differences, and ponder on these scriptures, because if you just read them as a book, you will pass by and not ponder. Allah was telling the people about something, about following his oneness and not associating no partners with him. And people didn't see that. People started worshiping the people that was telling them about the message, Jews and the Christians. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had to show us how to clear that error. And how to identify when a person is in error behind a religion or behind a belief system to justify the reasons that they do the things that they do. Because you do the things that you do out of what you believe in. And if you don't believe in nothing, guess what you do the things that you do out of? Nothing. So you have no guidance and you have no fear in anything, then you have no balance to make the right decision. So what the Kitab gives us is just a mere understanding of how to serve and worship our Maker. You know what I mean? Allah created us to be vicegerents of the earth, but we have to have a guide to be a vicegerent. If we don't have a guide, then we just following our own nafs, which is our own desires to do what we want to do in our human self. But our human self is temporary and it'll go back to the dirt. So we gotta have something greater than us, our physical, to teach us. And if we're not allowing that inside of us, man, we are our own threat to ourselves, because you only know what you know. And if you're not seeking nothing beyond what you know, and by the one that made you, that knows you, that you was created from a despised fluid of male and female discharge. So if you're not looking at that aspect of that's where I come from, and for me to become so arrogant in the fact of my Maker, that I'm not looking at his guide and studying it to make sure that I go where I'm striving to go, and that's Jannah, paradise. Like, I'm only living to worship my Maker. So what I do is Fi-Sabilillah, for the sake of Allah. However, an individual sees in their own vision, it's on their own perspective, it's between them and their Lord. And I can't guide nobody else between them and their Lord. I'm only a vessel for me, and to make sure I do save myself, then my family, from the hellfire, which is fueled with many stones. These are surahs in the Quran, ayats. Save yourself, then your family, but you have to save yourself first. And if I'm not saved, therefore I don't have nothing to save with. And how can I save with somebody, like people saying they got saved because they done got baptized or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, and your actions hadn't changed. How are you changed? How are you saved? What's saving you? You still doing the same thing. I did that, even as a Muslim. I really wasn't there. But you have to get there. It's not okay not to be there, and you know you ain't there. We worship our Lord, man. Tawheed is a very important aspect, and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ spent 10 years on just knowing who Allah was, man. We don't spend no time knowing who Allah is. And these people studied and was getting revelation from Allah alone. Man, we got work to do. And I'm just a servant. I'm not nobody. Worse than the worst. Don't judge the best by me. You know what I mean? Allow me just to be an example and a vessel to benefit you how you need to get it. Feel me? Don't judge the message by my actions. Because I'm fallible, I'm a human being. I may make mistakes. I ain't perfect. I was created weak in flesh. My flesh is weak, but my soul is strong. Feel me? But my flesh can go back to the dirt and my soul will be raised. And I understand it, so I know what I'm living for. I'm not living for frivolous, meaningless things anymore. Temporary things I'm a light today and I'm going to disregard tomorrow and waste my life chasing it. That's not it. It's not living. I can't teach it. It's hard to condone it, but we need to do a shift, mind shift, mental shift, spiritual shift, man, because things are changing and we're not changing with it. We being stuck. And when we're stuck and we can't go no further, guess what? We sitting ducks. We just sitting there waiting to be plucked. Because it's only by Allah that you get the message. Because he says something's gonna be deaf, dumb, and blind. And what do you do when people are deaf, dumb, and blind? They kill off one another. And that's the truth. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Bismillah. I leave you in a state of bliss and peace, and I wish your family and your life and your greatness the best. And the words of Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh is a blessing upon you and your families and all that came behind you. Like, if you understood the words when people salam one another, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, when you salam and give a greetings and a blessing and a salutation upon the person that you're greeting, you sending prayers up on that person in your salam. But if you don't look at it like that, it just becomes just words just rattling off your tongue. Hey, Assalamu alaikum, Maki. This is what we doing, man. Tawheed Lifestyle, man. We building better Muslims, man. We building better men. We trying to build a better community, man. Build better fathers, man. This is a black thing, a white thing, an Arab thing, an African thing, an American thing. This is a universal thing, man. Tawheed, God said mankind. He didn't exempt nobody when he said mankind. They all should get this. And you should want it for them. Because if you don't want it for them, you don't want for your brother what you want for yourself. If you're saying this is the best. Tawheed Lifestyle, man. I don't know nothing else, man. I do everything else is temporary for the money, for the business, to provide for the family. But Tawheed Lifestyle is the truth. You feel me? Follow your maker, man. Period. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Man, yeah, they talk, but I can't hear what they say, cause I'm flying. Yeah, Sean Khalifa, man. Yeah, they talk, but I can't hear what they say, cause I'm flying. Yeah.